I've always believed in the existence of God, but I've never really given it much thought or attention. I was just a regular guy trying to survive by following the rules and doing what was necessary to keep himself alive. I've never been able to stop feeling like something horrible was going to happen to me. I have to see something to believe it because I'm a visual learner. I can't accept that at face value. Somewhere around the year 2000, I placed an order for a sandwich from a deli. The man who cooked my sandwich mistook my order. He needed ketchup, and I had to remind him of that. He said he was sorry to me. I told him there was nothing to worry about because nobody is perfect. Beside me, a woman sat silently, taking notes while we conversed. She said to me, "Only God is perfect." I told her, "Well, I haven't encountered God. When we eventually meet, maybe I'll be able to tell if he's perfect." She gave me a smile. Taking my meal, I left. A few months later, at Midtown Manhattan Park, I had my near-death experience, NDE. 3 other buddies that I had met in a program we both attended were with me. There was not a single individual I knew directly on the list. We were just relaxing and enjoying each other's company while sitting on the lawn. My heart was aching, and I was having difficulty breathing. To avoid making a scene, I just lounged on the grass. I told myself that whatever was going to happen would happen, so I just went with the flow. I felt a tremendous painful tug suddenly take hold of me and drag me down. It felt like it was trying to choke me. It seemed to be a force 1,000,000 times stronger than gravity. I started to fight against this force, trying to break free by angling my body away from its hold. The more I battled this force, the more intense the agony became. It was too painful to handle. I was wondering, how can anybody endure this type of pain without dying or exploding? I tried my hardest, but I could not overcome this force. At that moment, I realized I was dying. I was hurting in the afterlife. When weighed against the reality of the hereafter, this world appears to be a mirage. I finally made the decision to give up since I was at a loss for what to do. I relaxed at that point, getting into the pain. From the clouds, a brilliant, beautiful light reached my eyes. It was 10,000 times brighter than the sun, but still, I could look straight into the brightness. The light was made by love. I had all I wanted when I saw the light, Jesus Christ. It felt right to me that it was him. Verse 12 in John 8. Then spake Jesus again unto them, saying, I am the light of the world. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life. I could not take my eyes off the magnificent light that filled the globe, even though I felt unworthy. I was unable to manage it. The next thing I knew, I couldn't express my ideas to the light. Oh my, I have never in my life helped you, I said to myself in my head. Would someone like to accompany me? Not that I would want to travel anywhere. Thus, kindly take me now, but please stop the suffering. For me, the good times and the horrible times were happening together. The light recognized me as I thought. My soul then departed from my body and ascended into the clouds. I was looking down at my lifeless body from atop it. I could also hear my friends calling my name in an attempt to wake me. I saw that everything in my immediate surroundings had vivid, striking, dramatic, and beautiful colors. Then my whole life appeared before my eyes, right up until the moment of my passing. I realized that everything we do while here on earth is recorded. I fell back into my body, which had assumed the shape of a teardrop. I returned to my corporeal form as the emergency medical technicians placed me into the ambulance. They started me on my way to the hospital. A member of the emergency medical team was pinching my finger and trying to keep me awake. My entire body felt so heavy before I fell asleep. When I woke up in the hospital, my left arm had a central line attached to it. I was telling the physicians about my experience with God. I saw God. I was told I was crazy, and no one took me seriously. Upon gathering my possessions, I left the hospital. Even though this had been the most amazing and worst event that had ever happened to me, it was depressing that no one had taken me seriously. A few days later, I told my mother after getting home. Several weeks later, I was meandering through Brooklyn. I couldn't pinpoint what needed to be done, but it had to be done. I kept walking, and across the street appeared a church. I walked into this big church and saw an old woman bowing her head in prayer. In the front left corner, there was a man calmly cleaning the church. I found a seat in the very back of the church as soon as they left. I doubt anyone gave me any attention in the church. As a result, I stood up and moved towards the front of the church. I bowed myself down in front of the massive cross and asked Jesus Christ to pardon me. "Oh my, I apologize," I said. "I ask that you pardon me for everything that I did." I started crying so hard that I begged God to forgive me. I felt as though a right hand was resting on my right shoulder blade, comforting me. A cold tingle ran up my body. When I turned to see who had touched me, no one was there. I felt like a totally different person after that church day. Since God is love, I believe that love is the most important thing in the world, even if God spoke nothing to me during my NDE. Perhaps all I truly wanted to hear was for someone to confirm the existence of God. God made that assertion. After this, everything was different for me. What I learned from my near-death encounter. It is said that God is Jesus Christ. "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except by me," declares Jesus to him in John 14:6. John 8:12 states, "I am the light of the world. Those who follow me will have the light of life and not wander in the dark." Again, Jesus spoke to them. The bright, beautiful, and loving light I saw during my near-death experience was Jesus Christ. Every facet of existence is chronicled. Verse 17 in Luke 8, "For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad." There is a hereafter. After this, everything was different for me. Making an effort to be with love every day has humbled me. I'm thankful, and I hope that everyone is blessed. We are coming to the end of our time together today. As always, I'm interested in hearing everyone's thoughts. Kindly use the space provided to express your opinions. I hope you have blessings and that our paths cross again soon. Take care.